So let's talk about prayer and non-duality. The first thing you need to consider is that many of us, perhaps you, have been in the spiritual path before non-duality, and not necessarily in this tradition, but it could be, for example, a devotional tradition, a bhakti yoga, and you may have already experienced prayer and also the power of prayer if your prayer was performed correctly. Is there power in prayer? Well, yes, there is. Let me give you an example. A few days ago, a person came here that is working in construction, is fixing this house, and he told me that he was an alcoholic. His alcoholism was very bad, and his wife was supportive, was not judgmental, and she was a beautiful person that gave him love regardless of his situation. He was a responsible worker, but this habit was not obviously helping his relationship nor his professional work. And it was getting out of control, or it was out of control for quite a while. Then at some point he said, I cannot keep doing this to my wife. And as a result, he prayed. And he prayed to God very sincerely, requesting to remove this horrible addiction that he had. What was the result? Well, he had the willpower and the determination to go through the disintoxication period with all the side effects, and after a few days he was feeling better, and he stopped drinking, and he has never gone back to drinking. He looks a very transparent person, very harmonious mentally, and the result of his simple prayer was life transforming. So to deny that there is an immense power there is ridiculous. There is hundreds of thousands of cases, or more, or millions, where a simple prayer changed the life of an individual. So if you have already experienced the power of prayer, you may, even when you start practicing non-duality and studying non-dual teachings, you may feel drawn to pray when there is a situation that is tough. And that prayer may be done in a correct way, like in this case, that was not about changing his circumstances, but changing himself. Changing his mind-body system. And that prayer is, that way of praying is the way to pray. It's not so much about changing your circumstances, which under other conditions could be appropriate too, but about changing internally. And when that happens, then the external condition that was there tends to subside and change also. So there was a sage that used to pray in this way. She was saying, don't change my circumstances, please change me. referring to the mind-body system, that me, right? So you need to keep this in mind, that it's a perfectly acceptable spiritual action for healing or whatever is necessary. And it is valid even after you are in the path of non-duality. Now, you may say, this idea of praying to God, who is an outside force or being, is in contradiction with the teachings of non-duality. And you're right. The problem with that argument is that you are giving too much value to rational thinking and to linear thinking and to consistency of or to non-paradoxical thinking. You are discarding the power of being paradoxical in the spiritual life. And Carl Jung said it very well. He said, religion, spirituality also, is intrinsically paradoxical. So if it is intrinsically paradoxical, then use the paradoxes and make yourself comfortable with them. Do not think that in spirituality you got to be linear in your thinking without inner contradictions in the philosophy that you are applying, because it's not true. Jung said that if religion loses its paradoxes, it loses also its power. So welcome paradoxes. Who cares? If it works, who cares? Now you may say, I'm drifting back to the illusion, and there is some truth to it. Well, use the illusion, right? Use the illusion, knowing that you are using the illusion. In non-duality, there is, after awakening, a long period that you are working in the mind-body system, not working in consciousness. Consciousness doesn't need any fixing. You're working in the mind-body system to purify the temple of consciousness and make it a proper vehicle for consciousness. That's the whole process after awakening and towards liberation. It's called embodiment. Therefore, during that period, if you want to use prayer, just know that you are using this relationship with God or consciousness, which is more than a relationship. Consciousness is your true nature, right? But there is no harm. As long as you have it clear, you have clarity that you are using the illusion of separation from God, from consciousness, in order to attain a desirable and very highly valuable goal. So during the embodiment process, when you pray for a change in the mind-body organism, or even for a change outside, is perfectly okay. Embrace the paradoxes. I have already said this before. Stop trying to be completely logical and rational. Spirituality is not an ideology. It is plagued with inner contradictions and paradoxes from a rational, objective, linear thinking. Prayer is a powerful tool, and I recommend that you use it if you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, you may do a little bit of research, and you will find the information. So that's it. That's what I wanted to share. And this is also valid, for example, when it comes to the practice of gratefulness. The act of giving thanks to the divine is an act that is dualistic, in the sense that you are saying thanks to God or to the divine or to consciousness. It's dualistic. So what? If it feels good, if it uplifts you, if it makes you feel harmonious internally, go ahead and do it. If making giving thanks before eating, or after you receive from life a gift that is valuable for you, or a change in your mind-body system that you were looking for, and you say thank you, thank you, thank you, it makes your life, your spiritual life, richer and happier, and it uplifts the vibration, so to speak, of the mind-body system. So use the gratefulness approach, because gratefulness, what it does is that it aligns you with very high vibrations, very high beautiful feelings, and it gives to your spiritual life a sense of integrity. Also, keep in mind that when you are giving thanks for something that has happened that is good for you, even a simple thing like having a meal in front of you, which many people don't, when you do that, you are acknowledging that God is the only doer, that consciousness is the doer, not the little body, not the little mind-body system. And then you are aligning yourself also with that aspect of Advaita, that the doer is consciousness. It's the divine. So I hope this helps you, and you let go of the obsession with consistency in thinking. So these are two examples, but there are more. Don't be afraid of paradoxes. Don't allow your rational mind to control your spiritual life. Use your rational mind, of course. In Advaita, you use it, of course, you use it to conclude insights, valuable insights, adequately, and to integrate your spiritual experiences, insights, and realization. You need your logical mind, but do not put it in the throne of your life. Okay, so that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you. If you're interested in awakening, so that you move towards the second phase of the path, which is after awakening, I leave you below the description of this video a link to the awakening protocol. If you're interested in coaching sessions before awakening to prepare yourself, or after awakening to embody the awakening, I also leave you down below my email. So you can write to me. I always respond the emails. And you can write to me, and we can see how I can help you. Please, if you can, and if you find this information useful, subscribe to the channel, press like, and share the video. I would appreciate the help, because obviously there is the interest here to promote this type of information, because it's valuable for humanity. Humanity needs it, and it is our inner transformation, what will create peace in this planet is not ideologies or political interventions. They may have their place, but they usually come as a result of the population growing internally. That has to happen first. And then political changes, economic changes, and so on begin to happen in our society. So I also want to recommend that the videos that are in my channel, and also this video, that you watch them more than once, because non-duality is based on reprogramming our system, and it's very difficult to reprogram your mind-body system just based on only one exposure to a thought. If there is a thought that is valuable, I would recommend that you hear it many times, not just one, until it begins to sink. It has these insights from non-duality and spirituality have to sink to our bones, very deep. It's not. They don't have enough impact if it's just an intellectual understanding, because you heard it and you said, yeah, that makes sense. That idea, yes, it makes sense, is telling you that it is true. Yeah. So listen to it again. Take care.